than last time you saw me? Probably not. Me, Taylor, welcome or welcome back if you're not watching for the first time. I have not done a backlog reading vlog in a hot minute. A hot minute is about 12 Earth months for you guys. And I wanted to get back into them for ages, but I just haven't had like a good idea of how I wanted to go about doing that. I kind of like to do reading vlogs that have a theme, like, you know, we just make it a little bit fun. And so I've come up with a new way of how we're going to tackle these. I say come up with, basically what I mean is I've seen other booktubers doing wrapped up reading vlogs. So now I'm going to do those too. Let me just move you real quick. You can see behind me there, these two piles of wrapped up books, numbered from 1 to 12. Wonder what that could be about. Basically, before I went away for Christmas and New Year, I wrapped up 12 of the books that I've been hanging on to for the longest time. Some are things I really want to read, and about half of things I no longer have any interest in and could probably just take or leave, to be honest with you. But I don't want to get rid of them, so I kind of had to come up with a way to motivate myself to read them, which is this. For the rest of the year, I'm going to unwrap one book a month from those collective books. They're already pre-numbered from 1 to 12. And that's going to be the long-standing book that we kick off the TBR for that month. I am excited. I have not been at my house for the past 2 weeks, just over 2 weeks actually. So I've kind of forgotten what books are in the piles, which makes it exciting. And I also can't remember which one is assigned to each month. So I really am going into this blind. Luckily for me, I kind of struggle with object permanence. So I'm going to jump over to the pile. I'm going to pick out book number 1 for January. January is the first month of the year. And we'll unwrap that. We'll see what I will be reading and vlogging for you over the next few days. Here it is. We got book number 1. It is in this beautiful Australian gumnut and gum leaf wrapping paper, and it's brown paper. It's recyclable. You love to see it. Like I said, I actually can't remember which book is assigned to each month, and I can't remember all the books I included. So this is as much of a surprise to me, maybe not quite as much, but almost as much of a surprise to me as it is to you. It is a big paperback, which is probably my favourite book format, if we're going to be real. Oh! 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 This is not what I wanted to get right now. I'm going to be so rude. I got Exiles by Jane Harper. If you do not know Jane Harper and you do not know this series, it is an Australian mystery thriller series following a middle-aged detective, or maybe he's a journalist. No, he's a former policeman. Aaron Falk, he's a detective. And they all normally take place in Australian small towns. You know, he winds up investigating a murder. And they're good. The movie The Dry, the adaptation of the first one starring Eric Bana, is also really good. This is just not ideally what I was looking to unwrap right now, because I have just read another Australian mystery thriller with a middle-aged man protagonist. And I think I'm going to have to read another one right after this for another video. So it's just not the vibe. It's just not the vibe I wanted to start this experiment with, but that's okay. It has been sitting there unread for over a year now. It's certainly one of the longest sitting unread books on this shelf, so it'll be good to finally yeet it over there. So yeah, I am going to go cry because I did not pick up a horror or a romance or something that would have given me a nice little palate cleanser. But yeah, once I've done that, the next time you see me will be once I've started reading Exiles by Jane Harper. So see you then. What up, what up? It's the next day I'm getting set up to film my tier ranking video. And I've got to tell you, 100 pages into Exiles, I'm not live, laugh, loving. The book is 400 pages long, so I'm about a quarter of the way through, and it really just feels like nothing has happened yet. So basically a year ago in South Australia, there was this food and wine festival in a small country town, and a baby was basically found abandoned in its pram there. And then the mother's shoe was found in a reservoir nearby, so she's presumed dead. So we're now at the festival a year later in that same town. Aaron Falk, our Australian Federal Police guy, is investigating, but he's kind of just like, he hasn't been sent there to investigate it. Like in The Dry, he's just kind of there by coincidence. And I've got to say, he gets roped into a lot of crimes just by sheer coincidence. Would not be surprised if a later book in the series is going to reveal he was just a serial killer all along or something. There's precedent for cops doing that, like Golden State Killer, hello. But he is, tangentially related to the people in this town. He's there for the christening of a child he's going to be made godfather of. And the woman who went missing is the ex-partner of his friend whose kid it is. Brother, that was hard to explain. And so all that's really happened so far is sort of establishing Aaron Falk's relationship with these people, and they've returned to the festival a year later to appeal for information. And in 100 pages, that is all that has happened. I'm not quite giving up just yet. I'm just hoping it picks up a little bit more as we move on. I do feel, as someone that's read quite a few thrillers recently, that the pacing of this is maybe meant for a slightly older reader than myself. It's something I can see people my mum's age getting around this. Let's just leave it at that. I also just feel like the book is lucky it's part of a series. If this was sort of the beginning of a standalone mystery thriller, I don't think this would be enough to grip new readers to keep reading. Jane Harper's lucky that she kind of has a built-in audience built in for this one. And I also just don't think I particularly enjoy cops as a point of view character when it comes to mystery thrillers. I know that might sound kind of counterintuitive, but my favourite ones I've read over the past couple of years, it's normally when, a member of the public just decides to take justice into their own hands. I think I normally enjoy that a lot more. There's just so many characters who are police officers or tangentially related to police officers in this book. It's feeling a bit propaganda-y, to be honest, at this stage. So yeah, I'll hopefully read more later tonight, jump on, let you know what my thoughts are then. But yeah, so far I'm not 100% sold on this one's feeling like we're in kind of a 3-star area at the moment.
Enormous continues.
was really well behaved. I didn't buy any books, even though I thought about it. I thought about it for a really long time because we have to finish Exiles. Exiles. It has picked up, I'm happy to say. Has picked up. There's definitely some intrigue starting to build, but it's still not, I don't know, it still doesn't feel like anything special just yet, though I am enjoying it. I am enjoying it a lot more. I think it's handling adult relationships with a lot of maturity. We're not getting that typical women are throwing themselves at the detective and he's just irresistible and can get any woman he wants and also doesn't care about their feelings or anything like that. So we're not getting that, which is good. But the mystery itself, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like there's a lot to go on or a lot to kind of we haven't been given that much to piece together just yet. But I'm about 200 pages in, so I'm about halfway. So I'm gonna need to start getting that soon. Yeah, but now that this rain has set in, looks pretty heavy. I think I feasibly could get this done today, which is annoying because I have a whole bunch of other chores I wanted to do, outside, but they're just gonna have to wait. I'm gonna put on some dry clothes, make some coffee, and get some reading done. I'm gonna put the light on because my under eyes look atrocious. That is barely better, but anyway, I just realized it's been like a week and I have not let you know how I felt about Exiles by Jane Harper. And that is probably because this book is not very good. Not that I really have to worry about it, because it kind of seems like at the end of this that the series might be over. Aaron Falk has kind of hung up his detective boots at the end of this book. Scratch all the positive stuff I said about it showing complex adult relationships where they don't necessarily work out. No, they just decided everything's fine. He's going to quit the job he loves to work in a small town. The woman he was pining over doesn't care about her dead husband anymore. I hate it. I actually hate it. It took me ages to consolidate what I specifically do not like about this. Outside of it just being slow to start, because it was slow to start, it was slow to middle, it was slow to end. It was slow the whole goddamn way through. Up until the last 2 chapters where it was oh my god. Jane Harper was suddenly oh my god. I was supposed to provide a solution. This book isn't just supposed to be about, Aaron Falk falling in love with a small town and wanting to marry this festival planner lady. I was supposed to have a solution for this crime. And it literally took me talking to my mum on the phone on the weekend for me to work out what I really didn't like about it, because she's read this book as well. And I think what that is, based on our conversation, is the fact that this is not, when you really think about it, this is not a mystery and reveal kind of setup. It's maybe realistic, but I would argue that realism does not always a compelling thriller make. I think in a lot of real life crimes, it's an Occam's razor kind of thing. The most likely solution is normally going to be the solution. And that's what happened in here. But that does not make for a compelling read. If you've watched any episode ever of Forensic Files, that's what this book is. This is the story about any woman going missing. When the crime's first introduced to us and you're going through potential suspects in your head, potential solutions, obviously the first thing you think is, well, obviously could be the thing that always happens to all women who die. And then of course you go, oh, but this is a book, and that would be too obvious. But no, the reveal is it was the most obvious solution the entire time, and that kind of pissed me off. I think I ended up giving it 2.75 stars, just because, Jane Harper's not a bad writer. She describes some really beautiful visuals in this book, and I normally save like a 2-star review for something I think is badly written, and a 1-star review for something that I just find offensive in the extreme. And I don't really think it's either of those things. I think the language used in this at some points is really nice. The characters all feel like real fleshed out people, but the execution of the actual mystery was really freaking lazy, and that's what's really annoying me, because that's what I came to this book for. I didn't come for just like a quiet, reflective novel about a man having a midlife crisis. I have a literature degree and I have a master's from film school. Like, I've done my time with those kind of stories.
12 years of it! In Azkaban!
So yeah, this is not good, and that's kind of a bummer, because it was like the first foray into this little project, so that kind of sucks. Hopefully February's book will be better. From memory, there's at least one romance in there, so that would be kind of nice. I feel it would be kind of nice if we got that in February. Statistically seems unlikely though. So yeah, that is the first. Oh my god, it's now too bright in here. God damn. So that is the first wrapped up reading vlog of the year. Hopefully the next one will go better. Always so embarrassing to ask, but if you love chatting about books, please consider subscribing. I have some really fun reading vlog plans coming up, like themed kind of videos outside of just the wrapped up ones that I'm really excited about. Probably going to film my anticipated 2024 releases before I do that, but they are definitely, the books are on my bookshelf, the ideas are in the brain, they are gonna happen. For today, I will leave you with that. Feel free to drop any comments, questions you have down below, and I will do my best to answer them unless they're really mean. But otherwise, thanks for hanging out, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.